We begin with breaking news. A prominent high school football coach in El Paso was arrested over the weekend on a domestic violence charge. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to KTSM 9 Plus, our digital newscast. I'm Tirza Ortiz. Monica has a day off. Ruben Rodriguez, the head football coach at Eastlake High School, was arrested 2 days ago, Sunday, September 28th, according to jail records. Rodriguez was arrested and charged with an assault of a family or household member by impeding breath or circulation. Jail records also show he was booked into the El Paso County downtown jail and released the same day after posting a surety bond. KTSM reached out to Socorro IC and local law enforcement for more information. It is currently unclear what the next steps will be for Rodriguez, who has served as Eastlake's head football coach since 2019. Now we will continue to follow this developing story, providing you with updates both on air and online. We have an update to a story we first told you about on KTSM.com. El Paso police identifying the 21-year-old man who was arrested following a SWAT standoff in El Paso's Lower Valley. According to El Paso police, late last night, just before 10 p.m., they responded to Burgundy Street. This is Emilio Carrasco, and he is being charged with criminal mischief. Police say he was charged for having damaged several vehicles prior to the incident on Burgundy Street. As we previously reported, officers say there were reports of a man with a weapon. When officers arrived, Carrasco reportedly barricaded himself in his home. El Paso Police's SWAT team later responded and took him into custody. A 45-year-old man was charged with animal cruelty after detectives discovered 2 pit bulls were suffering from severe neglect. This is Adrian Solis, and according to the El Paso County Sheriff's Office, he had made no attempt to surrender the dogs or provide them any proper care. Solis was charged with 2 counts of cruelty to non-livestock animals with a $15,000 bond. The Sheriff's Office says they conducted an animal welfare check at a home at Aspen Hills. When officers arrived, they discovered 2 dogs in the backyard that were extremely malnourished with bones visibly protruding, and they were infested with ticks. The backyard was found to be littered with feces, lacking adequate shelter or shade, and they were without food or water. The Sheriff's Office says the dogs were rescued and are now receiving veterinary care. Let's go ahead and take a break from our headlines for a moment to get a live look outside using our tower camera. It is looking beautiful out there, plenty of cloud coverage, truly a scenic photo. But you know what, Robert? Word on the street is I think we're starting to dry out. Hopefully.
Word on the street, sling psychrometers on the street. I'm hearing rumors. Of course, a sling psychrometer is the old-fashioned way of determining humidity. So I agree with you. It's going down. 84 is the temperature at the airport right now. 2.55. Got winds coming in from the south at 3 miles per hour and partly cloudy skies. Looks like a movie set outside. Partly cloudy in Las Cruces right now, but the temperature at 81. A little drier, 2.49 there. Here are the unofficial high temperatures so far today. 88 Juarez, we've been 86, 83 Las Cruces, and 84 for Deming. Satellite radar composite. We have a few clouds out there, but they will quickly clear away overnight tonight, leaving us with a beautiful fall night. And tomorrow we get even warmer as the high temperature goes up to 90 degrees. It's a little stretch of low 90s. I'm going to have your detailed forecast coming up in just a little bit. Tirza.
All right, Robert, looking forward to that. Let's go ahead and get a look at traffic using our TechStop traffic cameras now. We are looking at I-10 and Lee Trevino heading both directions. Not too bad out there. It's not looking like we have any major traffic pileups happening. Everything is moving pretty smoothly over there. I-10 and Reynolds now, when it looks like we're exiting, going I-10 west. So, of course, to get onto the bridge, it looks like there is some traffic bumper to bumper, but other than that, if you're heading west or east and you're not taking that exit, conditions are looking pretty steady and they are moving along. Now, sticking with the roadways, there are some road closures across town that may affect your commute this upcoming week. According to TxDOT, tonight from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m., I-10 eastbound between Trans Mountain and Artcraft will be closed. You can use the Trans Mountain exit, continue on South Desert, and enter the ramp after Artcraft. TxDOT tells us crews will be working on column form work and rebar erection and temporary barrier installation. And looking ahead, as part of the I-10 Winding West project, there will be 48-hour weekend closures from Saturday, October 4th through Monday, October 6th from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. I believe. No, 5 a.m. to 5 a.m. That was correct. To 5 p.m. we are getting word, 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. TxDOT says I-10 westbound at Sunland Park will be closed. You can exit at Sunland Park and take CD Lane to Mesa, then continue on North Desert through to Mesa Thorn and red signals and re-enter I-10 after red. Crews will be removing portable traffic concrete barriers, stripping, and more. Once the closure lifts, the westbound Mesa exit will be open. Now, for a complete list of road closures, you could go ahead and visit KTSM.com and click on the traffic tab. In national news, as we first told you at the top of our newscast, the deadline to fund the government is tonight and a shutdown looks imminent. In today's Political Minute, News Nation's Blake Berman breaks down the history of past shutdowns and their impact.
Government shutdowns explained. I'm Blake Berman, host of The Hill on News Nation. Shutdowns happen when Congress fails to pass legislation to fund government operations. Now, there have been 20 lapses in funding since 1976, when the current budget process was first introduced. They've happened under both Republican and Democratic administrations. The longest shutdown in that time span, 2018, during the first Trump administration, it lasted 35 days. During that time, an estimated 380,000 employees were furloughed and received back pay. Another 420,000 reported to work, but weren't paid until the shutdown ended. Research shows shutdowns can hurt the economy. A Senate report in 2019 estimated that government shutdowns in 2013, 2018, and 2019 wasted nearly $4 billion taxpayer dollars. Longer shutdowns can impact the private sector as well, because businesses cannot obtain federal permits, certifications, and loans when the government is shuttered. I'm Blake Berman, and this is the News Nation Political Minute.
Operations have officially begun for the Memphis Safe Task Force, expected to help reduce violent crimes in Memphis, Tennessee. 13 different federal agencies and the National Guard will work with local law enforcement agencies in the city, similar to what's been done in Washington, D.C. Federal agencies will provide specialized support ranging from crime prevention to blight reduction to homelessness services. Local officials say there will be more arrests that will overwhelm an already full jail.
Positive impact of these arrests will be greatly diminished if the case is bogged down and we don't see timely convictions and timely sentences.
Rardin says more resources such as additional prosecutors and clerks are needed. It's still unclear how many troops and agents will be in Memphis and where they will be positioned. Coming up, the police chief in Anthony, New Mexico says the department is not cooperating with ICE on immigration enforcement. We read over your thoughts in today's In the Comments segment. Then a new study revealed El Paso is the most bilingual city in the United States. We go over the findings and tell you which cities came in second and in third place. Thank you for watching KTSM 9+, always putting local first.
traffic, Montana, ask for Sunny, where Sunny saves you money. Viva makes it happen.
In today's In the Comments segment, the police chief in Anthony, New Mexico strongly denied what she called false allegations that her department is cooperating with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement and working with them on federal immigration enforcement. Police Chief Vanessa Ordonez issued a statement reading in part, quote, "Our mission is focused on protecting the people of Anthony, addressing local crime, and working in partnership with our residents to build a safe and welcoming community regardless of immigration status," end quote. To read the entire statement, you can visit our website, KTSM.com, and click on this story. Now, we shared this story to our social media accounts, and many of you had thoughts you wanted to share. We begin with Tommy Gold, who writes, "Way to go, Anthony, for standing up to human rights." Meanwhile, Sunny Dilks writes, "So my question is, why law enforcement refuses to cooperate with federal law enforcement agencies? There should never be politics involved in enforcing our laws." And Amado Fernandez writes, "This is not something to be proud of. They should cooperate with federal law enforcement, in my opinion." At KTSM, we value your opinion and we want to hear more from you. Make sure you are following us on our social media platforms to keep in touch with us through the comments. The Mount Franklin Kiwanis Club is proud to announce Racing Grant Awards to support children and adults with disabilities. Up next, we have those details. You're watching KTSM 9+.
Y hacer una comida completa por $3 más.
Your local weather authority, Robert Bettis, the Borderland's only certified broadcast meteorologist.
Welcome back. El Paso has been named the most bilingual city in the United States, with approximately 40% of its residents being bilingual. Now, that's according to a new study by Preply. The study analyzed U.S. Census Bureau data from the country's 25 largest cities to see where bilingualism is most common, defined as residents who speak a language other than English at home and report speaking English very well. According to the study findings, nearly 7 in 10 residents of El Paso speak a language other than English. Los Angeles, California came in second place, followed by San Jose, California. And in case you're wondering, Detroit, Michigan is the #1 least bilingual city in the U.S. I like how we included who was at the bottom of the list for that, but interesting.
Interesting indeed. Hablo español para mi Duolingo app.
Oh, Robert, are you part of the 40?
Para no escucho muy bien, nada real smart.
Oh, no, well, that was pretty good. You know what? You would have fooled me if we were out on the street, Robert. I would have. That's a bilingual fellow.
Just a small Robert opinion. Dude, put up the opinion banner. I think we need to teach kids a second language, because if you wait until you're my age, your brain is too wired.
It's not going to work the way it could for the younger ones. Right. I totally agree, Robert. Your opinion is valid, certified. I stamp it with a Tirza approval.
¿Hablas español, Tirza?
Poquito.
Good, perfect. That's all I needed. All right, let's take a look outside at the high temperatures so far today. Muy bien, no muy calor. Hace no muy calor. 86, well, kind of warm. How do you say warm? 88 high temperatures so far. Juarez, 83 Las Cruces, 82 Alamogordo, 68 Ruidoso, and 81 in Tier C. What a beautiful day. This is fall, my friends. Little on the warm side, but gosh, so pretty. Partly cloudy skies outside right now. Those clouds that we see will turn into clear skies overnight for the perfect walking night of weather. It is unusual to see two hurricanes, Humberto and Imelda, right along the east coast of the United States. Thankfully, both storms are turning away from the coastline and out into the open waters of the Atlantic. However, it's been a long time since I've seen two major hurricanes so close together in the Atlantic. 84 temperature right now at the airport. Winds 3 miles per hour, 2.55. Here are the temperatures in your neighborhood. Partly cloudy skies turn clear overnight tonight. Light winds. We're going to actually see fewer clouds tomorrow. Mostly sunny as we continue our warming trend. High temperature tomorrow, 90 degrees with a few clouds and light winds. What a beautiful day it shall be, though we are moving above normal for a few days. Our warmest day should be Thursday this week. Allergy-wise, not so good. Still 12s across the board, the highest number it can be. Low temperatures tonight, 57 Alamogordo, 50 for Ruidoso, 58 Tier C, and 54 for Deming. High temperatures tomorrow, 86 Alamogordo, 87 Deming, 90 for Juarez, and 90 for Van Horn. Tonight for you, Las Cruces, we'll see the clouds clear away. Low temperature, 57 degrees tonight, and then tomorrow your high, 87 with a lot of sunshine. Couple of clouds here or there. Just beautiful. 63 low temperature at the International Airport tonight. A little cooler down in the valley. Down in the valley, we're hitting about 59 degrees overnight tonight, and then 90 high temperature for tomorrow. A drier feel as the dew points go down into the mid-40s. Now, only KTSM gives you 9 full days of weather. On Thursday, sunshine, 92. That should be our warmest day of the week as a little ridge of high pressure reaches its crescendo. It will start to pull back, but Friday still warm, 90. We'll hit 90 because of moderately gusty winds in the afternoon to about 35 miles per hour. Partly cloudy. Partly cloudy on Sunday, lighter winds in 89, and then a couple of 88s for Monday and Tuesday. I see some cloud cover and maybe some scattered showers on Wednesday and Thursday of next week. Don't go anywhere. More KTSM 9 News coming up in just a moment.
Lee Trevino.
I'm Monica Cortez, and you're watching KTSM 9 News.
We're back with more local coverage. Every Little Blessing Preschool and the Miracle League of El Paso, two local nonprofit organizations for special needs children and adults in our community, got a special grant from the Mount Franklin Kiwanis Club for important communication devices.
Sure. So these devices that we're putting into kids' hands actually go with them once they leave our program. They travel home every single day with them as well. And so this is something that we need to continue to be able to provide to students. We need to continue to receive money from our community members to be able to put these devices in future students' hands.
The $10,000 will be used to implement an augmentative and alternative communication devices. Quinn explains that the devices are for children who are currently nonverbal to help them communicate with others. EDF Power Solutions and the El Paso Electric hosted a ribbon-cutting ceremony this morning to mark the commercial operation of the Milagro Solar Plus Storage Project. The project, which is a solar plus storage facility located in the Santa Teresa area of Doña Ana County, achieved commercial operation earlier this month. El Paso Electric tells us the project is designed to provide clean energy and price stability for the region, adding that through the project, electricity will be generated to power over 60,000 average households.
Projects like this are not only good for our community as they help to contribute additional dollars into our local community through taxes and other revenue, as well as clean renewable energy, where it's delivering solar panels stored through batteries back into our energy grid, helping to keep energy costs low, reduce emissions, as well as provide reliability into our transmission grid.
According to El Paso Electric, the project also created 250 construction jobs and hired 100 New Mexicans. And it's expected to provide up to $18 million in property taxes over the life of the project. Well, don't go anywhere. We have another half hour of news and weather coming up after the break. Stay with KTSM 9+.
SR5 for $249 a month. Fall in love with a new Toyota at 6330 Montana.
Welcome back to KTSM 9 Plus. I'm Tirza Ortiz. We are following breaking news this afternoon. A prominent high school football coach in El Paso was arrested over the weekend on a domestic violence charge. Ruben Rodriguez, the head football coach at Eastlake High School, was arrested 2 days ago on Sunday, September 28th. According to jail records, Rodriguez was arrested and charged with assault of a family or household member by impeding breath or circulation. Jail records also show he was booked into the El Paso County downtown jail and released the same day after posting a surety bond. KTSM reached out to Socorro ISD and local law enforcement for more information. It is currently unclear what the next steps will be for Rodriguez, who has served as Eastlake's head football coach since 2019. We will continue to follow this developing story, providing you with updates both on air and online. As we've been telling you throughout the newscast, unless Republicans and Democrats agree on a spending plan, the government is poised to shut down for the first time in almost 7 years. Our Washington correspondent Vinay Simlot tells us what happens next.
Republicans and Democrats seem far apart on how to fund the government and avoid a possible shutdown at the end of the day today.
I think we're headed to a shutdown because the Democrats won't do the right thing.
A meeting between congressional leaders, Vice President J.D. Vance and President Donald Trump yielded no agreement on avoiding a government shutdown. Republicans need 60 votes in the U.S. Senate. They can't keep the government open without Democrats on board.
This right here, ladies and gentlemen, is what we're talking about.
The Republican plan, a continuing resolution, would maintain spending close to current levels for 7 weeks. Senate Majority Leader John Thune says it'll give Republicans and Democrats time to agree on a budget for the full year.
It gives us enough time to finish the appropriations process, which is the way we should be funding the government.
But Democrats say in exchange for their votes, they want an extension to health care tax credits that help subsidize insurance. They're due to expire at the end of the year.
Health care, premiums, copays, deductibles, and costs are about to skyrocket. There was a division, or possible division, between the president and the two Republican leaders.
Both parties continue to blame the other.
It is totally up to the Democrats.
But it's in the president's hands whether to avoid a shutdown or not.
Now, complicating all of this, President Trump has threatened mass firings of federal workers if the government does shut down. In Washington, I'm Vinay Simlot. Back to you.
We have an update to a story we first told you about on KTSM.com. El Paso police identifying the 21-year-old man who was arrested following a SWAT standoff in El Paso's Lower Valley. According to El Paso police, late last night, just before 10 p.m., they responded to Burgundy Street. This is Emilio Carrasco, and he is being charged with criminal mischief. Police say he was charged for having damaged several vehicles prior to the incident on Burgundy Street. As we previously reported, officers say there were reports of a man with a weapon. When officers arrived, Carrasco reportedly barricaded himself in his home. El Paso Police's SWAT team later responded and took him into custody. A 45-year-old man was charged with animal cruelty after detectives discovered 2 pit bulls that were suffering from severe neglect. This is Adrian Solis, and according to the El Paso County Sheriff's Office, he had made no attempt to surrender the dogs or provide them any proper care. Solis was charged with 2 counts of cruelty to non-livestock animals with a $15,000 bond. The Sheriff's Office says they conducted an animal welfare check at a home on Aspen Hills. When officers arrived, they discovered 2 dogs in the backyard that were extremely malnourished with bones visibly protruding, and they were infested with ticks. The backyard was found to be littered with feces, lacking adequate shelter or shade, and they were without food or water. The Sheriff's Office says the dogs were rescued and are now receiving veterinary care. Okay, let's go ahead and switch our gears now to get a live look outside using our tower camera, and conditions are still looking beautiful out there. A nice blue sky. We have some clouds in the picture, Robert. Overall, seems like the ideal fall day, but yes. How are those temperatures looking?
Yes, as the temperatures go up, my stress level goes down.
I love that for you.
Not a lot happening this week in the weather. The storms are done, and it's just not as frustrating to try to keep up with all those flood advisories. Right now, we've got a live image over Ruidoso. Wow, it looks so beautiful there. They too have partly cloudy skies, and the temperature is a pleasant 68 degrees. Doesn't that sound good? Dew point 50, 53% relative humidity right now in Las Cruces. You're 80 degrees with partly cloudy skies, 33% relative humidity. Just gorgeous. Here are the unofficial high temperatures so far today. Juarez, the warm spot at 88. We've been at 86, 60 Cloudcroft, 68 Ruidoso so far, and 81 TRC. A look at the satellite radar composite. We'll see partly cloudy skies for a while this afternoon and evening, and then they will clear away to just a gorgeous stretch of sunny days as we continue to warm up. 90 the high temperature for tomorrow. Our warmest day Thursday at 92, and the 90s just keep on going. For how many more days? I'm going to have your detailed 9-day forecast coming up in just a little bit. Tirsa.
All right, thank you, Robert. Now, more on the possible government shutdown. Republicans are ready to pass a continuing resolution that will keep government employees paid through late November. But Democrats have demands to extend health care subsidies that keep insurance premium costs low for millions of Texans. Dylan McKim explains how this could impact Texans.
It's on my mind almost every single day.
Ashton Davidson doesn't have the option to not worry about health care. The Texan is battling cancer. He needs medication and regular screenings.
I have to be able to continue to make sure that the cancer that I had doesn't come back.
Davidson shopped for his insurance through the Affordable Care Act marketplace, where he's eligible for enhanced premium tax credits that were approved by Congress in 2021. His monthly premium is $60, but those tax credits will expire at the end of the year, which he says could increase his monthly premium to $600.
It's devastating. It means that I'm going to have to probably choose a different plan that doesn't probably have the coverage that I need.
He's not alone. 3.8 million Texans have coverage on the individual market. About 97% of them receive a subsidy to help afford their premium.
In Texas, we have seen a rapid growth in the individual market in the last 4 years or so.
Emma Wager is a senior policy analyst at KFF, a nonpartisan health policy research organization. It predicts the premium costs on average will more than double next year if the subsidies expire. That could impact a lot of American farmers, a quarter of which get their insurance through the individual market. Democrats in D.C. are demanding an extension of these subsidies as part of a proposal to avoid a government shutdown.
We are here to say we'll keep the government open and fund your health care.
But Republicans say now is not the time or place to debate health care. Speaker Mike Johnson saying, quote, policy debates can happen separately, and Democrats don't need to shut down the government to do it. Davidson hopes for a solution as open enrollment for the individual market begins November 1st.
We need the help right now.
In Austin, I'm Dylan McKim.
KFF also reports that insurers in the Affordable Care Act marketplace are proposing raising their rates by a median of 18%, the largest rate increase since 2018. In other news, prosecutors are seeking more than an 11-year sentence for Sean Diddy Combs. Combs is set to be sentenced on Friday on 2 counts of transportation for the purposes of prosecution. In a memo, prosecutors argued that despite his acquittal on more serious charges, Combs is unrepentant and left victims in fear. They say Combs held all the power over the people he transported. Prosecutors argued the sentence should reflect Combs's decades of unchecked violence and decades of psychological, emotional, and physical damage he has inflicted. Defense attorneys are calling the recommendation draconian. In world news, President Donald Trump says he's close to a peace plan with Gaza after his meeting with Israeli President Benjamin Netanyahu. NBC's Richard Engel breaks down the latest negotiations.
As Palestinian civilians this morning continue to evacuate Gaza City to escape advancing Israeli troops, in Washington, President Donald Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu agreed to a peace deal to end the Gaza war and threatened Hamas to accept it as is or else.
I have a feeling that we're going to have a positive answer, But if not, as you know, Bibi, you'd have our full backing to do what you would have to do.
This can be done the easy way, or it can be done the hard way. But it will be done.
The plan calls for Hamas to release within 72 hours all of the remaining hostages it kidnapped nearly 2 years ago. 20 hostages are believed to be still alive. In exchange, Israel would free hundreds of Palestinian prisoners. Israel would stop its major military operations, and the war in Gaza would end, according to the White House. More aid and construction materials would be allowed into Gaza. Hamas would disarm, destroy its weapons and tunnels, and never be allowed to govern Gaza again. Instead, Gaza would be managed by a technocratic, apolitical Palestinian committee and a still-to-be-created international security force overseen by a so-called Board of Peace, with President Trump as chairman and former British Prime Minister Tony Blair playing a central role. Israeli forces would withdraw from Gaza in phases.
Coming up, owners of one of the most iconic ranches in the region announced they will be saying farewell to Bowen Ranch. We go over your thoughts in today's In the Comments segment. Thank you for watching KTSM 9+, always putting local first.
Your local weather authority, Robert Bettis, the Borderland's only certified broadcast meteorologist.
Robert, it is feeling like fall, and with fall comes football.
The football.
The football to some, and there's rumors going around that you're doing quite well in the station's fantasy football little gig going on. What's going on with that?
Here's a talk on the street or in the newsroom is that my fantasy football league is doing well. Now, I'm not saying I have or don't have extra help from maybe an anonymous source, but nonetheless, it hurts when Robert, who has never watched it, who loves the football very much,
passionate about it,
is beating you.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yes, there's certain people in the sports department who have taken notice as well.
Yes.
So your hard work and you know, whatever you got going on behind the screen is really paying off.
Thank you.
So,
thank you for noticing.
Of course.
Okay. Well, let's look at some other numbers that maybe I'm a little better at. No, I love the football. I love the running around and the falling down. 84 Deming, 88 Juarez, 82 Alamogordo, and 68 Ruidoso. A fall-like day. About to get a little bit warmer on us for a couple of days. Back to the low 90s, so a warm spell that takes us well into the weekend ahead. But as for thunderstorm chances, gone. We don't get a chance of showers until the middle of next week. Here are the high temperatures so far throughout the southwest. 90 Dallas, 94 Austin, 92 San Antonio, 83 up in Amarillo, and 97 in Phoenix, Arizona. Satellite radar composite. Well, we've got some beautiful clouds, but that's all there'll be. Just a few little fluffy clouds before they clear away for a gorgeous evening tonight. 84 is the temperature at the airport right now, dew point 55, so that's 37% relative humidity. Here are the temperatures in your neighborhood. Now, we can expect it to drop down into the 50s tonight down in the valley, about 63 at the airport this evening with clear skies and a drier feel tomorrow. Dew point temperatures drop into those mid-40s. We'll see fewer clouds in the afternoon. Here comes your exclusive 9-hour forecast. We are going to pop on temperature to 90 for our Wednesday. Expect Thursday to be the warmest day of the week with a high of 92. Allergy-wise, it's been 12s. It will remain 12s, the highest number. Next 3 days, low temperatures tonight. 57 Alamogordo, 54 Deming, 63 Juarez, and 64 Van Horn. High temperatures tomorrow, 86 Alamogordo, 87 Deming, 90 for Juarez, and 90 Van Horn. Tonight for you, Las Cruces, clear skies, 57 degrees, your low tonight. Just absolutely beautiful. Wake up to perfection achieved, albeit above normal, 87 the high. For us tonight at the airport, 63 degrees, but down in the valley, about 59 tonight. And then tomorrow, 90 with sunshine, a couple of clouds here or there. Beautiful day. Only KTSM gives you 9 full days of weather. On Thursday, sunshine, 92 should be our warmest before we start to come back down again. 90 and breezy on Friday, storm-free for the football on Friday night. Saturday, partly cloudy, a little windy at times, gusts to about 35 miles per hour. Not too bad, but noticeable. 90 the high. 89 on Sunday with partly cloudy skies. Truly a beautiful day. We stay in those mid-80s well into the work week. A little windy Monday afternoon. And then on Wednesday and Thursday, if the long-range data hold together, we are going to cloud up and have a few little scattered showers. 83 Wednesday, 84 on Thursday. Tirsa.
Right, Robert, thank you for that. Let's go ahead and get a look now at traffic using our TechStar traffic cameras. I-10 and Brown traffic is moving very nice over here. It's about that time of day where people are going home from work and from school. So for the roads to look like this, I would say conditions are looking beautiful. I-10 and Viscount as well. A little bit on the busier end, but again, not too bad. We don't have any closures happening, and it looks like everyone is more or less behaving on the road. No major accidents going on I-10 and Viscount. In today's In the Comments segment, the iconic Bowen family ranch is changing hands. After more than a century of ranching on the northeastern edge of El Paso, the family says the city of El Paso will be reclaiming the land later this year. This is all part of the new TxDOT highway project, the Borderland Expressway. In a letter the family posted on social media, they write, "The 88,000-acre expanse of desert, mountains, and memories has been more than a cattle operation, but has also become an integral part of El Paso's identity. Now the area where the ranch is located has seen development of homes and businesses, bringing more commuters to the area near Chaparral." In a statement from TxDOT, they write, quote, "The negotiation and initial approvals are complete for the land sale from El Paso Water, but the acquisition is not complete. All documentation and remaining approvals and signatures are expected to be complete by the end of the year," end quote. We shared this story to our social media accounts, and many of you had thoughts you wanted to share with us. We begin with Paul Cordero, who writes, "Wish I could keep the land, have more cattle on there. Ranching and farming aren't going to be around forever unless we save them." Meanwhile, Fred Rodriguez shares, "Bowen Ranch and Cohen Stadium were my landmarks when coming back home. Once I saw Bowen Ranch, I knew I was home. My first text to my family has always been just past Cohen, even though it's no longer there. We still call it that." And Todd M. Legan writes, "Just remember, once the cattle and land are gone, you can't eat concrete." Here at KTSM, we value your opinion and we want to hear more from you. Make sure you are following us on all our social media platforms to keep in touch with us through the comments. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after the break. This is KTSM 9+.
Más Las Cruces.
Hi, I'm Amelia Lindley, Visitor Experience Manager here with the Las Cruces Museum System. I'm joined today by my colleagues, exhibit curators Annalisa Torres and Jennifer McClung. Together, we'd like to invite you to visit our newest exhibit at the Brannigan Cultural Center, Land of the People. This collaborative exhibition of 6 indigenous groups is a first in regional history.
Land of the People was created in partnership with the Salada del Sur Pueblo, Tortugas Pueblo, the Mescalero Apache tribe, the Piro-Mansa-Tiwa Indian tribe, Chiricahua Apache Nation, and the Jiquila Apache. Through their own words and perspectives, each group shares stories, lifeways, and traditions that reflect both their history and their ongoing presence in the borderland.
The exhibit begins in a shared gallery that explores themes common to all 6 groups. Alongside this, a rotating gallery changes every 12 weeks, giving each group a chance to go deeper into their unique cultural identity and perspectives.
Land of the People is now open at the Brannigan Cultural Center and will remain open through May 2027. We hope you'll visit this free exhibit and programs. For more information, visit our website and follow us on social media.
Más Las Cruces.
Nation that puts local first. Sponsored by Las Palmas del Sol Healthcare.
All right, we have one last story for you this afternoon. Check this out. Actress Fran Drescher was honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame today. Drescher is best known for her portrayal of the beloved Fran Fine in the hit television series The Nanny, which she co-created and executive produced. She has been nominated for 2 Golden Globes and 2 Emmy Awards, had roles in several movies, and is a 2-time New York Times best-selling author. It is about time that woman gets on that walk.
Mr. Sheffield, look at my star on the walk. Take a picture of me, Mr. Sheffield.
Robert, your talents know no bounds.
Oh, a talent?
That was great.
You're so sweet, Tirsa. I do love the nanny. But the sad part is she got thrown out on her fanny.
Oh, well.
All right, here's your forecast. 90 degrees high temperature tomorrow with lots of sunshine. 92 on Thursday, Friday 90 and breezy, a little windy and partly cloudy on Saturday. If the data hold together long range, we could see a few showers on Wednesday and Thursday of next week. Tirsa.
All right, Robert, beautiful forecast, and that does it for us here at KTSM 9+. I'm Tirsa Ortiz. 9 News On with Estela Casas is up next.